I got so much motherfucking design on right now.
Break it down, bring it back, make it clap. I got 3 old thoughts, new guap, where that thing. Bitches on my line, and you know they come straight.
Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. We are from Group 13, Lecture Group EB1. We will present article review about COVID-19 on performance of Islamic banks in fintech and digitalization era. Alright, I will talk about introduction. As we know, topic of COVID-19 is still hovering around us until nowadays. So, the issue of this article is about COVID-19 on performance of Islamic banks in fintech and digitalization era by Ilinka Antoya. After years of rigorous containment limitations, we were lifted last month. China is currently facing a significant COVID-19 rise. Coronaviruses are a type of virus that cause disease. A respiratory ailment pandemic known as COVID-19 was brought on by the coronavirus SARS-CoV-2, which was discovered in 2019. In the abstract stated, COVID-19 pandemic has increased banking risk, highlights how the crisis risk, which has long been considered the main risk factor due to broad-based deterioration of economic conditions affecting multiple sectors, resulting in a general increase of non-performing finance, which is NPF, balances and charge-offs. From this, it evaluates the Islamic banking landscape, up-to-date literature, fintech implementation, and analysis data from some of the biggest Islamic banks using the conclusion of the review. Additionally, some authors point out the banks that had the highest level of credit risk at the start of the crisis, as indicated by the spike in terms of credit default swap, which is CDS, spreads were the hardest hit. On the contrary, the pandemic has unequivocally demonstrated the value of digital services that reduce or do away with face-to-face interaction. Even the most vulnerable group may be reached with greater ease thanks to digitalization. Islamic financial institutions may take use of this chance to hasten the digitalization of their operations, either through internal resources or through cooperative ventures with ICT firms. Therefore, the importance of credit risk as the main risk driver in Mudarabah, Musyarakah, Murabahah, Salam, Istisna, and Ijarah context revealed by Khan and Ahmad in 2001. Briefly, COVID-19 brought various adverse effects to Islamic banks in fintech and digitalization era. For example, in 2020, the Islamic Financial Services Board (IFSB) saw declining revenue, intense pressure on earnings, and decreased year-over-year growth, particularly because of the emphasis will be on maintaining asset quality rather than business expansion. This happens because many people are unable to carry out their daily routines due to being infected with the COVID-19 virus, which weakens their body and hinders the work of humans and even animals affected by the infection.
That's all from me. Next, I pass to Fiza.
Assalamualaikum. I'm Manu Hafizah binti Waruslai. Now I will continue part C, that's about agreement and review of the article. There are 3 points about it. For the first, about the issues. The journal issue rise in to analyze the risk faced by Islamic bank due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Especially, this analysis pay attention to credit risk and at the same time to identify opportunities in fintech to overcome such problem in the Islamic banking system in the country during the current COVID-19 pandemic. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the global economy is affected due to financial problems and household income are also affected. This issue has been a result of the COVID-19 pandemic, which began to occur in 2019 and has a negative impact on the entire Islamic bank system as it has affect various sectors. The second point is about new finding or significant information. There is a new discovery which is to review the implementation of the latest vintage that can help change the previous business model and banking operations. An example of the findings using by Islamic banking companies is the artificial intelligence AI-based solution as it helps to create a non-linear and dynamic model for more credit risk assessment and help the financial division further enhance the banking loan portfolio. They are also using blockchain to automate the entire contractual process so as to further reduce the administrative and legal problems in the Islamic banking system. The third point about the relate between this article with society, policy or practical, Islamic banking has also created a better ecosystem than organization as they help the community in financial affairs without charging a late payment like others conventional banking. Monetary policy was also using to aid the adverse effect of the pandemic to form the spread of the pandemic before making practical using a new technology system on bank, they need to consider the risk in assessing efficiently. That's all about this part.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Engku Nasyazwani binti Engku Ahmad. My metric number A0A1323. Today, I will present my part is what the current issues relate to the article. The current issues is analyze the risk faced by Islamic banks due to COVID-19 pandemic with a special attention on credit risk and identify opportunities in fintech technologies for the overcome them. Islamic banks have experienced significant challenge after updating all credit risk assessments as the pandemic crisis has had the worst impact on their banks with the highest credit risk and determine the upright allocation level according to the expected credit loss faced during the COVID-19 pandemic. The situation has become more difficult as it is not possible to determine the true decline in the borrower's ability to make loan repayments, especially among borrowers involved with various loan repayment assistance programs. Next, in this situation, as stated by the author, fintechs can change the traditional banking business model and operations by reducing the barriers to entry to the financial service market and changing the role of data as a key commodity. This is because fintechs is used in financial service to assist companies in forming established financial institutions. Next part is for recommendation and conclusion. For recommendation, I will explain about how the article help to understand the subject truly is by giving title it an easy to understand speech because the title of the study plays a big role. It is important to understand the contents and concepts related to the study conducted. Secondly, with clear abstract content because in the abstract the author will convey all the contents of the article through the abstract as it will be written purpose, problem, methodology, and conclusion. Lastly, part is conclusion. In conclusion, the government and the central bank play an important role in addressing the issues faced by Islamic bank because COVID-19 pandemic that has hit the whole country. The use of fintechs has played a role in Islamic bank to address the pandemic problem as the fintech payment system to able to provide benefits where the community can make payments through the application online, which can be used whenever and wherever you are. In addition, the impact of COVID-19 has provided many opportunities for the Islamic capital market sectors to cover all fiscal deficit expenses to meet the fiscal needs. Therefore, the use of fintechs in Islamic banks' financial institution can provide a wide range of opportunities in Islamic instruments such as wakaf and zakat, which can reduce the impact of COVID-19 on the affected poor countries. Thank you from me.